Listen to me! Oh shit!
Yo guys, so my car's been acting really weird and I don't know why, but I think there's something in my exhaust. Like, let me see real quick.
Now from the top, make it drop, that's a wrap.
Hello, welcome to LTM Reviews. It gets you caught up on the oldest movies. Let's keep going with Warner Brothers Animation Marathon with Teen Titans Go to the Movies. And before we talk about the movie, let's talk a little bit of history. So the movie was based off the cartoon. I think it's still running even to this day, called Teen Titans Go. And it has gained a lot of hate. Lots and lots of hate. It's probably the most hated cartoon on Cartoon Network right now, alongside the Powerpuff Girls reboot. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of the few people that hates this cartoon. I agree that it betrays the original Teen Titans cartoon. I do agree that the characters are not what they used to be. The humor is very juvenile. The stories were lame and lazy. It was just a dumb idea to begin with. I agree with most people. I am a Teen Titans Go hater. Though despite that, the show is still going on. And now in 2018, or 2016 or 17, it was announced that Teen Titans Go would later get their own movie. And I was not looking forward to this movie. But then when the movie came out, well, it wasn't a box office hit. It did pretty well with critics. So, and I never bothered showing the film because I was in high school when the film came out still. And I was kind of taking a break of watching kids stuff for a while. So, with that said, I finally watched the film, after 3 years after its release. What do I think of the movie? Now, I just want to let this right now. I hated this movie. But if you do like this movie, I will not come at you. If you're like one of those people that says, hey, I hate the cartoon, but the movie was actually pretty good, that's fine. If you're one of the few TTG haters that hate the cartoon show, but you love the movie, that's fine. But this is my personal opinion, so don't come at me. And like I said, that's the whole reason I do this show, is to share my thoughts on this film. So, with that said, I did not like this film one bit. I didn't think it was that funny. It was boring. It was lazy. I kind of got a little bit annoyed by it. But there are some good things, and I'll get to that in a moment. But first, let's talk about the story. So, Robin, well, I guess it's more like I guess the movie was trying to be like a parody of DC movies, kind of like what Lego Batman was trying to do it. And in this movie, you have Robin, who is basically Batman's sidekick. He owns this group called the Teen Titans. And anything in the world, Robin dreams of getting his own movie. Because every superhero has his own movie. Which you think about it makes sense. Because every superhero in the world, maybe besides a few others, don't have their own movies. And Robin wants his own movie. But because people don't see him as a real hero, he decides to go to Hollywood with the Teen Titans to go get him a movie, to find a director or somebody to help him make a movie. But then you get a villain, which I forgot his name. I think it's like he's like this Deadpool sort of villain, and I forgot what his name is. Bloodshot. It's not Bloodshot. It's Deadshot or something. I forgot his name. Basically, he's like this villain. He wants to take over the world. Well, Robin learns that having your own movie, just because you don't have your own movie, you don't have to become a real hero. You don't have to become a real hero to get your own movie. So the movie, that's about it. It's just about Robin trying to get his own movie while also stopping an evil bad guy. Yeah, it's as cliched as it gets. Though to be fair, it's not as cliched as some movies try to do this story, but it's you can totally tell you can totally tell how the movie's going to turn out. What I don't like about the movie was the humor. Now, if you've watched an episode, any episode of TTG, you probably know how the humor will turn out. Let me elaborate for you. There are a couple funny moments here and there, mostly near the end, but most of the humor was just kind of cliched and kind of juvenile. I like this one Deadpool joke that Cyborg makes somewhere in the movie, but that's about it. And then, like I said, there are a couple chuckles at the end, but that's about it. I didn't laugh that much in this movie. The story is just this wannabe to become something, and he wants to struggle to get to that point. You know, it's that wannabe story that I really can't stand. It is just really, really boring. But to the movie's credit, they at least try to ask. The idea is really not a bad idea. Every superhero getting their own movie. That's really good satire, and this could have worked, honestly. But because it's a Teen Titans Go movie. I mean, it's Robin acting like his usual Robin. It's Cyborg and Beast Boy just goofing around. The characters aren't good enough to have their own big screen film, and it just doesn't work for the movie's favor. I appreciate how they're trying to be more comedical, instead of being dark and subtle like most movies. But then again, even with the comedic tone, it just didn't work for me. The animation looks good for the most part. For a theatrical movie, it doesn't look too bad, but then again, you could tell some parts were made for TV, and it really shows. The action scenes are fun. Some scenes are really cool to watch, and I forgot to mention another funny part is that there's a Lion King parody in the beginning, which I will say, as juvenile and really cliched, because everybody makes fun of Lion King nowadays, it's a really funny Lion King parody. I won't spoil it, but it's really good. It's really funny. I do like one of the songs. The movie's actually a musical, and I do like this one song that they sing. It's I forgot what it's called. I think it's like it's the song that became a meme rather recently. Picture my booty up in 3D. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But anyways, the movie just wasn't that good to me. The villain was, I will say the villain was okay, but he's just a cookie cutter bad guy to me. I didn't like the bad guy though. The casting is really good though. I will say that. I know I'm kind of all over the map on this one, but I know this is kind of a short one, but there's not really much to say about TTG, the movie. It's just very cliched, kind of juvenile, very, very kind of slow paced. It's kind of a short film, even though despite the slow pacing. And sometimes it can be fast, but then again, there are moments where it just kind of drags on, for my taste. So, it's not awful, it's not the worst thing in the world, but I just didn't like it, guys. It just wasn't a good movie to me. It's not just because I'm a TTG hater, it's because I wanted to judge this movie on its own. Because when you judge, like I said before, if there's a movie that's based on a book or a TV show, comic book, or whatever, you have to judge it on its own. You have to look at it from a different perspective. Because you not only want to impress the people that are fans of the certain product, but you have to impress the critics and the moviegoers alike. And this movie just didn't do it for me. Now, I know there's some people out there that like it, and if you do, that's fine. I completely understand. But just understand that I just didn't get into this film one bit. But it's not the worst movie in the world. I don't think it's the emoji movie of every movie. I think it's kind of a generic kids movie. Kids will like it a lot more, and if you like TTG, you're going to totally like it fine. But as for me, for me, I totally liked Lego Batman again. So overall score, I give TTG, the movie, a 4 out of 10. And in my opinion, it's probably the weakest film I've seen in this marathon. Even worse than Quest for Camelot, and that at least had some effort put into it. And even Lego Ninjago at least had an idea that, although it wasted its potential, I could see it working. And Teen Titans Go has somewhat of a good concept, like I said. Superheroes getting their own movie and a superhero trying to get its own movie. That's not a bad idea, but they just fully didn't really utilize it that much. So yeah, enough of my ranting and rambling. I give this movie a 4 out of 10. I just didn't like it, but if you do, that's fine. That's just, like I said, I totally watch something like the Lego Batman movie or the Captain Underpants movie, which I've heard was a lot better. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. The next movie, I think, is Smallfoot, I think. I know, there's a few more to get to, so hope you guys enjoy this review. Please subscribe, comment below, let me know. This is LTM signing out, and I'll see you guys next time.
Turn up the music!
Where the hood at? Had a cut where the wood at? Oh, the stacking up where the wolves at? You better bust that if you gon' pull that. Where the hood?
Today, we're counting down our picks for the top intelligent animals.
Rat boy in that trap house we go.